So it's been a little bit more than a week. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Savannah if you don't know me, and I run a small crochet business called 99% Coffee. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks since I actually last filmed. I think the last thing that I filmed was actually the market vlog. Because yeah, it's been a while. It's definitely been way more than I intended. I meant to have a video out last week, and I also meant to have a video out this past weekend actually, but I don't know what happened. It was like as soon as 2025 hit me, I was just sick and out and just tired all the time. I'm still not feeling 100%, but I'm definitely feeling a lot better than I was a few weeks ago, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this video out of the way now while I'm still feeling alright before I end up taking a nap at 6 o'clock or whatever. Kind of not really my fault. I've mostly been taking a nap because that little dude over there has been waking me up every morning at like 5 o'clock again. I don't know what happened. It's just like all of a sudden he's just like, I'm gonna wake you up at 5 o'clock because why not? So I don't know. Usually he's actually been really good about sleeping with me lately. I got a cooling blanket for Christmas and he loves that thing. So he usually sleeps with me through the night, and maybe that's why he's waking me up at 5 o'clock again, because he like sleeps with me and then he wakes up at 5 and is just ready to have zoomies all day. So maybe that's what it is, but in any case, he has been waking me up a lot. So, but anyway, let's get into today's video. I wanted to do a video for you guys today going over all of my 2024 bestsellers and honorable mentions. I have a list of 10 of the items that sold well, and then I have a few other items that didn't sell well, but sold. They're usually like the bigger items that I didn't expect to sell, but that did sell pretty well. So I have a few of those for you guys today, and let's get into it. Some of these items, I don't have a ton of them anymore because they're like the smaller items and I just did a big drop off at the local consignment store. So for those items, I'll just put a little picture up on the screen for you guys so you guys know what I'm talking about, and I'll try to put all of the links in the description box below. I was recently watching a YouTube video where the creator mentioned that the links in the description box actually wouldn't work if you had like below a certain subscriber number. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll put those links down below nonetheless. If they work, they work, and if they don't work, then at least you have the full link. You can just copy that into your browser. I'm actually gonna move my face over just a little bit so that way I can put all of the pictures here. Okay, I lied. I have 11 items for you guys today because it looks like number 9, I have 2 items that sold really well at the same price, or at the same point. So I have 11 items for you, 11 best-selling items for you guys today. So coming in at number 10 is an item that I haven't really made a ton of. I'm actually kind of surprised to see these on the bestsellers list, but it's my Trailing Plant Buddies. These guys, I made 9 of them and I sold all 9, and they only sold at the consignment store. I never made them for my website or anything. I never made them for any markets or anything, so it's all consignment sales. And these items were ones that I wasn't really intending to make at the time actually. They were requested by the owner of the consignment store. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll make some because why not? And I didn't use a pattern for them. I just freehanded them. And I was actually thinking about releasing this pattern this year sometime, but I'm kind of playing with it because I like the pattern a lot, but I think that there's a few things that I can fix in it to make it a little bit easier to make. So I'm still gonna play around with it. Maybe I'll release it later this year. Number 9 was the Baby Dragons, and this is a free pattern by Amateur Hour on Instagram. These baby dragons, I made 11 of them and all 11 of them did sell. I will say though that it did take a while for them to sell. I made them for an anime convention at the beginning of the year and I sold none of them. Nope, I sold 2 of them at the anime convention. I sold a black and a white one. Not surprised that those were the only ones that did sell, but I am surprised that I didn't sell more of these quicker. The baby dragons, I think I had 11 of them. 4 of them were black and white. Like I had 2 black, 2 white, and the rest of them were like different colors and whatnot. I think the last one that I had finally sold at the last event, and that last event was in December, so I still had one at the end of December out of the 11 that I made. So I don't know if I will make any more of these in 2025. They look really cute, but I don't think that they were that great of sellers for me. Coming in at number 9 is the 2 that I have at the exact same point, is the Peeps. and the Beechains. And the Beechains are just mostly the normal bees. I made a few themed Beechains, like Valentine's and Christmas, and I made some zombie Beechains too, and none of those really sold. I sold maybe like 3 Beechains that were zombies, but the rest of them were just regular. I probably will not be making a ton of Beechains in 2025. I'll make a few of them for the consignment store, but I'm kind of over the bees. But the Peeps, on the other hand, are adorable. They sold really well at Easter time. Easter time was a really good season for me, mostly because of the Peeps and the hatching chicks, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But the Peeps are patterned by J&W Crochet and Etsy. She does a really good job with this pattern to kind of explain everything. But I think she also recently released a jumbo peep pattern, which I probably will not make, but I will try to make the Peeps a little bit smaller this season. I was talking to the consignment store owner and she was mentioning maybe doing some mini Peeps this year, so I'm gonna kind of play around with that. But this peep pattern, I love it, and I sold 12 of those. I also sold 12 Beechains. Coming in at number 7 is these little tofu turtles, and I do have a few of these. I also have a little picture here for you guys. These little turtles are so much fun, so cute. People seem to love these a lot. I made a bunch of little like strawberry, watermelon, blueberry. Recently I also added kiwi to my lineup, and then for Valentine's Day I also did this rose, so I'm still gonna be making these in 2025. I sold 15 of these in 2024, so I'm definitely gonna keep going with these guys. They definitely outsold the normal turtles that I normally do. The normal turtles are a higher price point. These guys are smaller, lower price point. People seem to like them a lot. I think I sell them around $16 or $15, but I sold 15 of those in 2024. And the tofu turtles are a pattern by Meg Makes Crochet, I think. I'll have her name up on the screen, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Coming up at number 6, which is one that I mentioned earlier, is the Hatching Chicks by Louie and Berg Patterns. These chicks do really well, especially at Easter time. After Easter, they kind of fall off for me, but I'm not sure if that's just like I put them in a weird spot thing or something, but I sell them a lot at Easter, and I will continue making these in 2025 as well. I sold 16 in 2024. One of the things that I'm actually planning with the Hatching Chicks is doing an Easter hatching chick, like an adopt a chick event, kind of like my adopt a mini pet and my adopt a ghost events at the consignment store. So I'm definitely planning on making some more of those. In fact, I have like 18 of those already done. I do recommend this pattern. Very good pattern. Very easy to do, and they sell really well. So, and plus it's also really easy to put your own spin on them if you really want to do something a little bit different with them. Coming in at number 5 is the baby axolotls, and I don't have any of the axolotls right now with me. I actually just brought all of the axolotls that I had left over to the consignment store, so here's a little picture of them. I do a lot of different color combinations with these guys, and I sold 25 of them in 2024. This pattern that I use is by Crochet Grove. I don't use another pattern right now, and I probably will continue to make these same axolotls in 2025 because kids seem to love them. And I think it's my favorite of the baby axolotl patterns that I've seen so far. It's just more my style, so I think I'll probably keep up with those ones. And I think in 2025 I'm gonna do more of what I did last year, but less specialty colors for them. The Christmas ones didn't really seem to go that well, mainly because they're just red and white, so it's like not anything super special. But the pink ones did really well, the blue ones did really well. The floral axolotls actually did really well last year, so I'm gonna probably make a bunch more of those. But I think of all the 25 that I sold last year, about half of those were the floral ones. So definitely gonna keep up with baby axolotls in 2025. Coming in next at number 4 is the cat pattern by AQ Crochet. And I'll put a little picture here because I don't have any of those left. I have 2 more of those left for sale actually at the consignment store, but those have been there for a few weeks. And there's nothing wrong with this crochet pattern. I just needed a little bit something a little bit different because I've been selling these cats for the past 2 years. And in 2024, I sold 26 of these guys. Keep in mind that I only kept these in stock though at the beginning of the year for the most part. I did not make any more after probably May. I sold 26 of them in the first quarter of 2024. I definitely recommend the pattern if you are interested in this specific style. Coming in at number 3, my number 3 bestseller was the Mushroom Pops by Cable and Canvas, and I don't think that this is a surprise at all. The Mushroom Pops always do super well. And when I say super well, I mean they're always sold out. Specifically the red and the pink ones, actually. And the light purple. Purple does really well too, but people love the Mushroom Pops. Probably partially because they're like little fidget toys, but they're also a little bit of a lower price point, so people can like, you know, pick them up and grab them and pay and go. They're definitely more popular than my other minis. The mushroom pops I sold 28 of last year. Number 2 bestseller was the Loaf Cat by Big Beebs. Big BBs, something like that. I still have no idea how to pronounce their thing, but I'll put their tag down here for you guys. But the Loaf Cats I sold 31 of in 2024, and I only made them after October. So I took a break from doing markets for the summer, and then when I came back for fall markets in October, I had a bunch of these Loaf Cats. I sold 31 after October 5th, basically. Quarter 4 was really good for those guys. But with the Loaf Cats, I do a bunch of different color combinations. Even on my online shop right now, I have a bunch of different color combinations available, and I'll probably keep doing these in 2025. In fact, I know I will, because the consignment store sells out of them pretty quick too. So I'll keep making them in 2025, but I'll probably kind of play with different cat types. I'm probably not going to be doing any custom pets out of these guys though. When people ask for custom pets, I feel like they have a very specific vision in mind, and if you don't hit that vision, then they kind of get upset about it. So I'm probably not going to make any custom pets out of these, but I will try to make some different breeds and whatnot. Coming in at number 1 though was one that actually surprised me. I don't know why I'm always surprised by these guys, because they are really cute and I love making them. But these Chubby Ducks by Rachel's Crochet Creations, Rachel's Crochet Patterns. I'll put her name down here again. I can never remember these people's names. But the Chubby Ducks were really popular. I sold 40 of them last year throughout the entire year. 40 Chubby Ducks doesn't seem like that many. But when I think about it, I made so many ducks, like mallard ducks, and then I also did one different duck for each season that I would add to my lineup. So like for fall I did the eagles, and for Christmas I did the penguins. So I always add a different little friend to my lineup. And I guess when you think of it that way, that is a lot of ducks. I just didn't expect ducks to be that popular last year, or even like the chubby birds. But you know what? I don't know. People like the ducks. I can't say anything about that. I did have a few people come to one of my markets last year saying like, oh, I'm looking for the duck that you have. And I was sold out of the duck. So I'm definitely going to be making a bunch more ducks this year. And one of the things that I'm actually doing this year is also continuing on with my one new bird every season. So for this season, I'm going to be adding a lovebird to my collection. And I'm thinking for summer, I might do like a blue jay. And then for fall, I might do a cardinal. I'm going to have to play around with it, but I think I'm going to do that so I can just kind of keep adding new birds to my lineup, because I think they're really cute and I think it's kind of a cute little thing to have a collection of. So I'll probably keep doing that too. On to the honorable mentions. These ones are ones that they didn't sell the best, but I got a lot of requests for, or they sold really fast, or something like that. I did sell 3 of the Snuggle Dragons by Mom Stitchetti, which was those were so surprising. I brought 2 of them to my October 5th market, and both of them sold that day within like 2 hours. I hadn't expected those to sell that fast, but they did. And then I also sold another one at the consignment store. And for this pattern, I do still have one of these guys left. I love this pattern so much, so I'm really excited that people do seem to like them too, because they're so much fun to make. But this guy's gonna be on my online shop, so we'll see if he sells. If he does, that'll be great. But I'm probably gonna continue making these in 2025, just because they are very cute. People seem to love them. I love making them. Like, you can have so much fun with dragons, so I'm just gonna keep making them, I think. Another one is Flora the Jellyfish, which is a pattern that I wrote a year ago maybe. It's nothing super special, but it's on my blog for free if you're interested. But Flora the Jellyfish, I sold 5 of those last year, and it was one of those ones that when I put them in the store, they were gone like relatively quick. They sold at my pop-ups. I actually had quite a few people ask for customs of Flora the Jellyfish this year, so I was pretty excited to see that, because it's nice to see patterns that you make and people actually like them enough to order a custom of it. So I actually just sent off one of them to Mexico yesterday, so that's exciting that I'm going to have one of my handmade pieces in Mexico. I don't know if I'll sell internationally though still, because that was a whole pain in the butt getting anything out. Another one that did really well is Sage the Sea Serpent by Mama Kaylee Creations, I think. I have it pulled up on one of my browser tabs. Mama Kaylee Creations. This pattern did really well. Kids really love this thing. They've been at the consignment store and at an in-person market, and both times people would like gravitate to it. Children, adults, doesn't matter who, and they'd gravitate towards it and play with it a little bit. And both the kids that purchased these actually were super excited. Like they put it on their shoulders immediately. They were super excited. They loved it. So I think I'll probably make some more Sage Sea Serpents next year and see how they go. I know 2025 is the year of the snake, and I'm already seeing so many snake patterns out there, but I think I'm gonna stick with the sea serpents because I think that they are pretty cool. Snakes are nice. I did make a few snakes, but they're not as floppy and long. So I'm gonna try to do more sea serpents, I think, next year. And then I also had 2 events last year that did really well. And I didn't have these on my bestsellers list because they were more so like pop-up events. But the first one was the Adopt a Mini Pet pop-up event, and I sold 24 of those, and that was with doing mini turtles, mini axolotls, mini fish, mini sharks, and mini whales. So I'll probably do some more minis this year for sure, because at the store they do really well. You know, they're like little $8 things people can pick up, pay for it, and go. Once again, people love them, kids love them, parents love them because they're cheap. So I'll probably do more of those. And then another one that did really well for me this year was the Adopt a Ghost pop-up, and I sold 18 of those. And that was the one where I had a ghost, and I had a little hat that you can magnetize onto the ghost, so that way it doesn't like fall off and whatnot. It was just a really cute pop-up. People loved it. There was a line of kids for that one, and I have that video up here if you're interested in seeing that. But I think that was all of my bestsellers of the year of 2024. I definitely have my work cut out for me for this year, especially when it comes to ducks, because ducks are still widely popular somehow. But I have so many ideas, I have so many new patterns that I'm ready to try, so hopefully 2025 brings me more good luck. I don't know if it's any indication so far, 2025 has not been fantastic, but 2024 kind of also didn't start out fantastic, so hopefully it just continues to get better and better because I am ready to have a good year after all of what happened in 2024. I'm hoping that 2025 I'll have some new bestsellers on the list because I know Mushroom Pops were on last year's. I know the AQ Crochet Cats were also on last year's list. And I think the Hatching Chicks too. Maybe not. The Beechains were. I know for sure the bees were really popular in 2023. My first shop restock of 2025 is on January 10th at 10 a.m. Central Time, which hopefully I'll be able to keep my store open all year this year. Last year I only kept it open for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks out of the year because I just couldn't keep up with everything, but I'm hoping this year I'll kind of be able to keep up with things a little bit better. So this shop restock, everything I'm hoping will stay up until it's, you know, sold out or until I run out of materials to make them. Most of my items are going to be made to order so I can still focus on working on stuff for my conventions and markets this year, so I'm not kind of overwhelmed and everything. It'll be an interesting year. I'm definitely doing things a little bit differently. I hope that this video was helpful to you guys looking for inspiration on what you can make in 2025. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan to make anything that was on this list for 2025. But right now I have some work to do on my website before tomorrow's launch. So I'm gonna get going and work on that, and I will see you guys all next time.